Hello everyone, this is my 2022 Kawasaki KLX300 Dual Sport. I'm going to go over some mods that I've done to the bike. The thing I like about Dual Sports is that you can have 3 bikes in one. You can have a dirt-oriented bike, you get an adventure bike with a 50% street, 50% dirt tire, or I could put some 17-inch wheels on this and make it a supermoto. As you see, I've actually chosen to lean the direction of the bike more into the dirt segment for moderate single track riding and hill climbs. I have lots of dirt trails behind my house and I've outfitted it to do well in those conditions. I have a mountain bike background, so I do like the slower technical aspect of riding dual sports. So I'd like to give a shout out to the following channels that have really helped me out quite a bit in my understanding of dual sports, as I'm pretty much a newbie. These are channels like Everride, Adventure Daily, Dork in the Road, and JH Motor Club. By the way, I don't get paid any commission off any of these links below for the mods in the description area. Alright, first let's start with the plastics. It can be obvious since this is a 2022 Kawasaki and it should be green, but I've changed these out and substituted black from the 2021 KLX300 SM black plastics to get this look. You would work with your local Kawasaki dealer to get the correct replacement plastics. The only thing that is not from Kawasaki dealership is the Acerbis front fender. Again, all these parts are linked below in the description area. Also, for the graphics, I've got a Claire GFX graphics kit from Amazon, and it's actually an SM graphics kit, but I just took some black vinyl and placed it over the SM. For the tires, I've got the Pirelli XCNH DOT dirt tires. I also went with the tubeless system for the front and the rear. You'll see I've got some chrome weights on there to balance out the tire due to the tubeless system. So I can run the front tire at about 10 PSI and run the rear at about 5 PSI, and it works great for how I use the bike. Moving up to the handlebars, I've got some Koso heated grips, and these work great because I live in a snow state and it sucks to have cold fingers. I've got the Power Mad mirrors on here, and as you can see, I can tuck these into the handlebars or move them out if I'm on the street and I want a better view behind me. I wouldn't recommend these if you're doing lots of street riding, but it works perfect for me on the way to the trail. Then I've got the Zeta Armor set of handguards, followed by the Zeta handguard triple tree clamp. I chose the triple tree clamp for a stronger hold. I have the Zeta Armor X3 hand shields and went with the ASV F3 series short brake levers. For the handlebars, I went with the Pro Taper Contour bars 1 1/8 factory Suzuki KTM bend. These bars give me some rise, but minimal increase in sweep. Using the Pro Taper Universal Handlebar Conversion Kit here gives me about 1/2 inch rise, along with a 1 inch rise from the bars. So I'm up about 1.5 inches, and it fits perfect for me as I am 6 foot, 160 pounds. I took the wrap off the handlebar pad because it wasn't really working because of the universal bar clamp was getting in the way, and I just grabbed some webbing with some clips at a backpacking store and tightened it around the bar. So I changed out the front headlight to a Cyclops 10.0H LED bulb with an upgrade to their Ultra model, which basically means when the high beam is on, the low beam will be on at the same time. Now, if you're going to get this bulb, make sure you contact them, as there's some unique nuances in the installation of the rubber boot that goes back over the bulb. For my front turn signals, right there, I got the Costco LED flush mount turn signals in smoke. These look cool, but I think I'm going to go back to some clear ones just for better visibility. In the rear, moving back there, I removed the stock license plate holder and taillight system and replaced it with the TST Industries fender eliminator, license plate light, and LED flasher relay so my blinkers flash at a normal rate. The license plate holder angle that I have back here I did myself and just bent it. I wouldn't suggest that as you deal with some issues for the license plate light if you try to do that. So TST makes a license plate holder that is angled now. I removed the toolkit and I removed the helmet locking piece that was on there because I never used that and I want to make the bike as light as possible. I carry a small amount of tools in my backpack. I plugged up the holes in the rear fender with some rubber grommets. I have a Works Connection steel rear caliper guard. I took the plastic chain guard off, and since I'm a newbie I may need some of your help because some people say not to take it off and some people say take it off. I see that motocross bikes don't have a chain guard, so is there some sort of big risk I'm taking by taking that plastic chain guard off? I've also got the IMS super stock foot pegs. I like these better than the ones on Amazon because they're a lot lighter. Speaking of weight, I went with the Tusk Lithium Pro battery, which saved me about 3 pounds over the stock battery. I've got the Ricochet skid plate that works great and has helped me out in a couple of crashes. By the way, if you feel you've been helped by this video, please hit the like button so it goes to more people who can be helped as well. I went with the Seat Concepts comfort seat, and it's great, no complaints. I've got a seat strap from a company called Tugger on the rear of the seat, so if I'm stuck on a hillside I have something to grab, and of course to move the bike around rather than trying to grab the plastics. I also have a front Tugger strap. I just haven't placed it on the bike yet. As far as performance modifications, I went with the Yoshimura RS2 exhaust with spark arrestor, and I took the stickers off for just a cleaner look. Also, this saves about 6 pounds from the stock exhaust by using that Yoshimura. I went with the Kawasaki 2006 KLX300 snorkel that is typically used in their dirt bikes. That's of course how I'm riding my bike, mostly in the dirt. And I really don't ever take it above 55 miles an hour, hardly ever. The last performance mod was an EJK fuel tuner that has worked well to adapt my fuel mixture to the air intake modification and the KDX snorkel and the Yoshimura exhaust. I did decide to go with a 43 tooth rear sprocket to increase my low-end torque. I did stay with the 14 tooth sprocket up front, and I had to go to a bigger chain for that reason. Some people will just change the front sprocket to a 13 tooth, and the ratio is actually about the same, but I was concerned that the chain would grind on the front chain guard on the swing arm, as some people had noted. Of course, some people might be thinking with all these modifications, I could have just bought a better bike. Well, that's true, but it's just how I roll. I'd rather have a less expensive bike and customize it to suit me rather than a more expensive bike that may perform better, but I wouldn't have the money to customize it. To each their own, I guess. Hope the video helped you. See ya.